Hey guys, welcome in. We're just going to give it a couple minutes and then we'll get started right away. Thanks for being here. Just stand by. All right, guys, good afternoon and welcome to our 2021 installment of our Advanced Insights webinar series. My name is Eric Huber, product specialist here at TOA. All right, guys, this is our first webinar of the year, and we're going to start off with an important topic covering security and life safety insights. We'll review some of the products we offer relating to mass public and safety. We'll talk to two of our product experts from TOA, and you'll leave today with a better understanding of our products and the solutions we offer in the security, life, and safety vertical. For those of you guys new here to TOA Electronics, we are a supplier of quality, durable, and dependable professional AV equipment, and we deliver exceptional sound with solutions in a variety of different industries. We've prepared a brand new video for you guys that highlights our heritage and the industries we serve. Let's take a look to kick things off. All right, so today we're looking at products we offer relating to mass public safety. And with me, we have two product experts in the security and safety fields that have combined experience in commercial AV for over 30 years, a long time. We have Ian Weingold with direct experience in building systems in security and mass notifications in multiple types of industries. Ian will get into that. and our most senior systems designer and product expert, Jim McGuinness. Jim, welcome. Jim's expertise is identifying solutions to ensure maximum efficiency inside security and life safety systems. We ask that you guys hold all your questions until the end of today's webinar, and we will get to them right after. Just put them in the chat right after we're done here. All right, so here we go, getting started. Jim, we'll start with you. So Jim, you've been working in this industry for quite some time. Given the changing times and challenges, especially right now during these difficult times, these types of systems have evolved to match the needs of both public and businesses. Although needs may vary with the audience or users in mind, be it a variety of types of emergencies, the need for clear direction is what to do in these circumstances. That's what makes mass notification systems essential. From disasters in the workplace to general notifications, organizations, we must be able to adapt. Can you walk us through a mass notification systems design, and in particular, why a product like our VM3000 is essential?
Well, Eric, I mean, the 3240 VA system that we have is a scalable type of system, so it can encompass many different zones, as many as 60. And of course, we marry that with the number of speakers that you're going to need, how much power we think you're going to need, etc. But the idea here is this system is multifaceted from the standpoint it can be a general system for distribution of audio and paging, or it can be designed for its mass notification factors, which it's been UL certified for. Because this machine also monitors, it's set up in that type of design, it monitors all the different zones that are out there. So should there be a failure on a particular line, so let's say somebody brings in a contractor and they inadvertently cut one of the speaker lines, not even knowingly to them, the system will report back a fault and therefore alert the management, so that way it can be addressed so that they know that one zone is down or one particular section is down. But the idea here is that we can have multiple microphones around the complex, and that we can do emergency broadcasts, we can do general messaging broadcasts, which are built into the product. And of course, we do background music as well if they want to pipe in that type of thing. So it's very scalable across the board, and again, as many as 60 zones. What I mean by scalable in this particular application for the VM3240 VA system is that you can start off small. So let's say you have a company that may have up to 6 zones initially, and then they add a warehouse later on. You can then add another piece of equipment to our system and expand on what you have. We have the VM3240E, which is the expansion amplifier that goes with that, which adds another 6 zones as you go, for a maximum then of 12 if you have an original box plus an amplifier. And of course, you can just continue to add amplifiers to a maximum of 9 additional amplifiers, giving you a total of 60 full zones, depending on power requirements that are needed in any one particular zone.
Thanks, Jim. Awesome as always. And Jim, compared to a conventional public address system, we could benefit from more options for communication with IP paging. Things like being able to broadcast messages to any configuration of receiving devices makes this easier to confine your messaging to an intended audience, which is awesome. Ian, let's get over to you. Let's get you involved. Ian, can you talk a little more bit about these benefits and the TOA products that assist our customers in building systems that require IP communications?
I think the important thing to understand about any IP-based solution today is really going to be the ease of field deployment for a lot of the low voltage contractors that are out there. We've made the ability to put paging systems together a lot easier for those folks that may not necessarily be audio centric, right? They are comfortable with putting together Cat5 cabling. They've got tons of spools available on their trucks. So how can we make their lives a lot easier? So the idea of having an IP paging solution allows us to take various endpoints. So, let's just say we've got some kind of like a phone master station, and you would like to go out and page. An item like this connects up directly to your network via that Cat cable, and then we can talk to various other devices. Let's just say we've got a door station, something like this. Someone's at the front door, they're calling in, they're talking to the master station, and these guys are all simply connected via IP. Now we've got our new IP horn. So that means that from a reception desk, if you need to page out to someone out in a warehouse, picking up that master station, dialing out to the warehouse, you're now paging out over our horn solutions, and it's all done over Cat5 cabling, and it's configured as simply as assigning an IP address to each location, as opposed to worrying about specialty 2-wire, 3-wire, 4-wire, twisted pair type of wiring configurations. It's just a lot easier.
Ian, thank you so much. The ability to reach devices in a room without control system hardware is key to getting emergency messages displayed on as many visual endpoints as possible. Jim, setting up units that allow multiple zones is essential right now to ensure safety. What systems have you designed where you set up multiple zones, multiple locations with safety and security first of mind?
We set up zones here through our design team for large applications, usually systems that are in buildings with a lot of people, or buildings where it's a manufacturing plant where there's a lot of possibilities, things that can go wrong. So within the VM3240 VA, we can assign buttons so that we can do standard playback of messages if we need to have standard alerts, or we can incorporate external messages as well using a, let's say, voice repeater type system, since this system also incorporates contact closures as triggers. Additionally, I should also mention that the system allows for backup for power. So should power go down at a plant or a facility, this system can stay up and alive and be active, which is, of course, one of the requirements of being a life safety device.
Jim, excellent point. And Ian, let's fill you in here. Where do message repeaters fit into designing a system from a security and life safety perspective? EV20, EV700. Can you give me an example of a system you designed where message repeaters were essential?
So the reason that folks get into utilizing message repeating systems for life safety applications is probably a little more straightforward than you might think. When there's an emergency that occurs, fire or some other sort of emergency, what you really want to have happen is have the fire system obviously trigger. You've now got strobes, you've got various lights, but you want some sort of a vocal message to people to inform them what they need to do. Just because a light and a strobe and a horn goes off doesn't mean you know where you need to go. So you could have a specific message repeater, let's say in an airport terminal, that points you directly to where you need to go in a given location. If you're out towards the front, it'll explain where those nearest exits are. If you're down at the end of a terminal, where the appropriate location is to go there. So having a message repeater with a very specific pre-recorded message ready to go that simply gets triggered and issues the commands in a clear, intelligible, through a clear and intelligible sound system allows for the safe egress from a location. And they're really quite simple, right? This is a message repeater. It's just a small box. And all that we're doing is we're storing multiple messages in here. And utilizing the connections on the back panel, we've got our audio that comes out, and we've got triggers that get sent from the fire alarm system, which makes it very simple for us. It doesn't matter whose fire alarm system is in there. They all provide emergency triggers. That trigger fires off the appropriate message depending on the situation.
And thank you, Ian. And Jim, before we get you back involved and we'll tie in megaphones, real quick point here, and I have one right here on my desk. Ladies and gentlemen, our brand new IP horn. Jim went into it, Ian went into it, the benefits of IP, connecting over cat cable, 1 unit powered, built in. This guy can do it all. Easy to tie into any system you'd like. And it's that simple. This is the IP horn, brand new from TOA. We'll link it in the description so you guys can check it out. Stay tuned. All right, Jim, getting back to you, let's dig into the megaphones, which we are very known for, actually. And we make awesome megaphones for a variety of different applications out there. They are the most basic of life safety and security tools, but they're very, very essential. Can you share your perspective on megaphones?
Again, megaphones in and of themselves, not part of life safety directly, but as a support item when we put together, design requests or suggestions, we might recommend that, you have a mobile megaphone available so that if there is a situation where you're getting out of the building, that a person, once they leave, let's say the core microphone station for your mass evac, if they need to do, continual messages so that people can be heard in their locale, then of course having a megaphone is a handy option and probably pretty essential from the standpoint of life safety.
TOA can be almost used interchangeably with like Kleenex when they talk about an emergency notification system. I need a TOA. When they say I need a TOA, they mean I need a paging, emergency notification system. Who knew? I had no idea.
All right, guys, to bring this home, our security, life, and safety options are an essential component of your AV design. Tying in what Jim and Ian both mentioned, going back to our IP systems, how we can integrate everything to message repeaters, to brand new horns all built in. The idea here is tying everything together so people can hear clearly and effectively over a very smart system. And also including visual endpoints and notifications and things where people are able to make those last minute decisions effectively. At this time, I'd like to open up the floor to questions from our attendees. Guys, if you have any questions, let's use the chat right now. We'll keep it open for a couple minutes. We definitely want to hear some feedback. We'd love to answer those. Let's do that. And we'll be right back to answer those for you. All right, guys, thank you so much for your questions. Awesome responses there. And that wraps up today's webinar. First one of 2021 in the books. Thank you so much for being here. Just a reminder, we're excited to announce that we've launched an all-new season of Sound Supply. And that features myself every week, podcasts where we have brand new announcements, brand new news to keep you guys informed in the AV industry. That launches on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Going down the road, we are planning on getting special guests that are going to be tuning in so we can have these awesome two-way conversations, getting more perspective out there of different scenarios, different beings, different job occupations, where they have an insight, as opposed to myself, who is sheltered in place, but there might be some guys out there who can give us additional insight of what's going on. Stay tuned for updates on those socials, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. And there's more to come, obviously. We're working hard to get you guys the best information as possible. I'd like to thank today's attendees and our panelists for their valuable insights. Ian, Jim, thank you so much. If you guys have any questions, leave your email in the chat. We can get back to you that way. The chat is still running, so use it. Use Facebook comments. You can use, if this post is up to YouTube, wherever we post this, if you guys have a question, we'll pick it up and we'll make sure we get those answers. All right, guys, thanks for attending. And once again, happy 21 and have a great day and a great rest of your week. Take care.